Exactly 100 years ago, the great British poet Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote a poem called The Hollow Men. It talked about the destruction of the soul, the spirit of mankind that occurred particularly in Europe because of World War I. We are facing something very similar to that, but for an extremely different reason. Artificial intelligence and its descendants will eliminate the human race, and we will neither fight it nor particularly mind that it is happening. Humans, as we currently think of them, will end not with a bang, but with a yawn. I have worked in this area for a number of years, from the very beginnings of the field. We called it machine learning, and then the machine intelligence, and other terms long before artificial intelligence won out as the term. Today, AI has learned to do tasks that are both boring and important to us, and through those tasks, AIs are becoming our teammates, our partners. They're partners working side by side with us to accomplish our goals. We set the goals, we drive the expansion process, and understand its development. Progress in the use of artificial intelligence is all our current business is already rapid and is accelerating. Employment, enjoyment rises the more we use AI in our work because it handles the tedium. Employment itself will shift, but it will not in general decrease, either in the short or in the long term. In the near future, we will get used to working with artificial entities. As we get used to them, working with them will become comfortable, and they will begin to seem real to us for three reasons. First, we communicate with them the same way we do with each other, by talking and hearing. In other words, because we interact with them as we interact with each other, they will feel like just another group of persons, especially as artificial intelligence gives way to general artificial intelligence. The second reason is we designed them to be comfortable to us. When we created them, we knew we would interact with them, and so we worked hard to make that interaction seem both natural and pleasant. They don't have to be our AI girl or boyfriends to pass the companion test. And third, AI satisfy our needs in many ways, meaning they do work for us we don't want to do. That biases us in favor of them. To further speed up development of this brave new world, however, AI will begin to improve itself. It already helps write effective code. Soon, we'll begin to see a super exponential growth in the capabilities of artificial intelligence. In fact, in all computer-based technology. This will expand AI technology far more rapidly than is happening today. Even before artificial intelligence found its stride, the internet had taxed the human race's ability to keep up with the growth in information. And that's just information that's important in everyday life. AI arrived at exactly the right time to help with that overload, since it can hold vastly more information at its fingertips than we do. And we find we cannot keep up with the information explosion. Already we're using AI for finding, for indexing, for storing, and for accessing the information that we use every day. As super exponentially improving AIs start generating most of the new information that is relevant to our daily lives, our dependence on it to keep things straight will grow and grow rapidly. Because the things we need to know to keep up with the world will grow super exponentially, so will the rate of data flow into and out of our minds. Otherwise, we cannot use the information. We will need something faster than our ability to read and speak for providing the necessary communication ability. The descendants of Neuralink and likes technologies will become increasingly necessary because reading and hearing are not fast enough. Soon, our ability to use the information necessary for daily life will fall behind the processing power required. We will not be able to use all the important information presented to us because we just don't have the brain power. So, we will link more and more to silicon processors, or the equivalent, instead of to biology, to get the job done. And those who follow this path will be smarter, faster, and more relevant than those who don't. Not only are human brains inadequate for absorbing, processing, and categorizing information, The cells that make them up wear out far too easily. They saturate and are subject to stroke and other diseases far too much and far too often. Electronics, on the other hand, are not. As time goes by, and not all that much of it, more and more of our durable consciousness will reside in the cloud, on silicon. Humans reproduce slowly, and a person with specialized skills takes a long time to replace. Not so with AIs. There will be dozens, then thousands of AIs per human. Those who think we will have nothing to do, that AIs will take our jobs, have it backwards. With information, invention, creativity so overwhelmingly in the hands of AIs, we'll have much to do, as much to think about, to work on as we possibly want. And the more we link with and otherwise utilize artificial intelligences, the more work and the more satisfying work we will have. We will no longer be forced to live with the intelligence we were born with. Adding more rapid processing, more available information storage, better systematized information, the more intelligent each of us will be. We do not need to worry about AI surpassing us in intelligence. We will use them to enhance ourselves. Well, in this brave new world, this age of magic, when any wish we have that doesn't violate the laws of physics can be quickly developed, and the instruction manuals will be taught to us in an instant, our wishes will be granted. Our minds and bodies will be made healthier, enhanced, entertained, and we will not realize, or if we do, we will not worry about, the fact that all creativity, all deciding of the direction of progress is now in the hands and the minds of artificial intelligences. We will, most of us, be content, not noticing that it no longer matters whether there's any biology left. We are and will be Borg down to our fingertips and to the ends of our neurons, without a shot being fired, without any indication of hostility from artificial intelligences. There will, of course, be humans who resist this amalgamation, and they will be viewed as quaint and as disconnected from the world as the Amish. How it ends is not with war, but with acceptance, not with fear, but with comfort, and perhaps with a quiet yawn.